So I'm Carwyn Adler. I'm a reservoir engineer in subsurface, and I work across the global gas assets in the company. Cool. So my job involves quite a lot of work with like risk and uncertainty. So basically I'm involved with quite a lot of large data sets. So I work with production data for producing assets, benchmarking data for global databases, and then I also work with simulation runs for like large studies. So quite a lot of my job involves data, basically. So basically, coding and things like that were becoming more integral to my role. So basically, you needed to know how to use coding. So I didn't really have that skill set, but I noticed that a lot of people coming into the company did have that skill set. So I basically wanted to upskill myself while still doing my job, rather than basically taking time out to relearn a skill and then come back in and be more useful. So I worked on something called the water-cut automated assessment tool. So that's a bit of a mouthful, but basically what this involved was looking at a field with 100 wells on it, well, many more than hundreds, about 500 wells, and trying to work out what the water cut was on those wells. In the past, that was like quite a laborious and painful task for all of the team. It took many hours, like 30 hours, man hours across the week. And what we did was basically automate that using the skills that we picked up on the apprenticeship, myself and another colleague, Steve Richardson. And we used Python and SQL. What we came to was an automated trend analysis for the field. And that reduced the time for assessment from 30 hours down to 10 minutes, and saved a lot of time and money for the company. So that was really good. So honestly, I thought it was like more for like hands-on roles for those who didn't want to kind of go down the university route. But I've like subsequently realized that there's just so many different apprenticeships you can do, and they offer so many different skills. So the way I kind of look at it now is a good way to kind of upskill within a role, or if you want to develop a skill to pivot to another role within the company, is also quite useful for that. Get support from all of your key stakeholders. Make sure that they are happy for you to do it. And then I would also sort of say, get line of sight to projects that you think would benefit from the apprenticeship. So I had, in the case of the water-cut automated assessment tool, an example there that I knew would be beneficial to the team. Yeah, it's good. So my coach was Sam, and yeah, he was really good. We had the opportunity to basically discuss specific problems that I was having with projects, which was good because that was better outside of the class. You couldn't really do that inside of the class environment. So then you could have like bespoke conversations, and if he didn't know the answer, he would come back and then basically find out some information to help, or put me in touch with somebody else in Corndel who could help with the problem as well. In terms of meeting people within BP who have similar interests and creating that kind of network for you to basically reach out to later on if you have an issue that you want to kind of get additional input for, that's been really useful. In terms of like personally, I guess, as I said, I've been in the company for 10 years now, so you kind of forget what it's like to learn, and you kind of get into like the daily grind of doing a job, whereas the apprenticeship kind of gives you the opportunity to learn new skills and then kind of feel good about yourself that you can still do all of that good stuff.